All right. All right. So today, the topic that we're going to be discussing is, are you setting yourself up for success or failure? So what we want to start with is the easiest way to set up yourself for success and not live so reactively every single day is by planning your day ahead of time. So at the end of every day, what I do before I go to bed, just take a few minutes, and writing it down is preferred, but even mentally going through it and just do a little run through of what your day looks like, what you've got planned. After you wake up, what do you need to get done? What do you need to get done for work? Do you have your meals planned out? What do you need to get ready for that? Do you have to bring a change of clothes for workout? Do the kids have something going on? What do you have to do for the next day? And just do a quick run through of it. Doesn't have to be in super detail, just your daily 10 a.m., doctor's appointment, 12 o'clock lunch, just simple stuff like that. By doing that, even if you don't go into super detail, you leave less room for, not error, but you create more availability for things to throw you off course. If you have a plan, it's easier to stick to it, even if it is a very, very basic, simple plan that you tell yourself in your mind. So the next thing to kind of go along with this, planning your day ahead of time, is, are you creating mental space in the morning? So it's something that I've talked to lots of y'all about. I say this all the time. Giving yourself 5 to 10 minutes in the morning of just pure quietness, if that means you have to wake up 10 minutes sooner, that's okay. Because I promise you that 10 minutes of sleep isn't going to do anything for you versus 10 minutes of quiet, reflection on, okay, I'm waking up. How do I feel today? What's on my to-do list? Do I need to modify it? Has anything come up since then, since you thought about it? Did you sleep good? Just 5 to 10 minutes of simple reflecting, planning your day, and being mentally grateful for having that time. Sometimes these things can sound a little bit too easy or corny, but even if your 10 minutes is spent where 2 minutes of that time is, okay, I went over my to-do list and now I've got 8 minutes left. Okay, sit there in silence. Sit there and appreciate the time that you've got 8 minutes to yourself. And just reflect on life, how you're feeling. Then, to segue into the next thing, at the end of every day, when you're writing out your to-do list for your following day, did you reflect on what happened today? Or are you just going to bed because you're so sick and tired of what happened today, you're just wanting to get it over with, and it's like, okay, tomorrow will be better. I just want to go to bed. Well, we need to reflect on every day and find out what happened. Did we have a good day or a bad day? What defines a good day or a bad day in your mind? Did you stay on track with your plan? How was your nutrition? Did you work out? Did you fight with your children? Did you have a good day at work? What happened today? What emotional triggers happened today? Were you tempted by things at work? Sweets, those often come up. There's candy sitting everywhere, everybody's job. I don't understand, but that seems to be a thing. I don't get it. I would have like protein bars laying around, but are we reflecting at the end of your day? If you aren't reflecting, you don't know how to improve on the next day. It's, just like when you're going through school, or your kid's going through school. If you don't look at the grades that you got, for a paper, and then see what questions you missed, you'll never learn from it. And life is the exact same way. You have to grade your day, give yourself an A through F on different things and see how we can improve on it the next day. That's the only way we're going to actually get better at this whole game of life. But without actually looking at what happened, we'll never get any better at it. We'll never change. We'll continue going through the motions and ignoring the things that we need to deal with. So those three things kind of go together. I do this every single day. It's part of my mental routine. I can show you my, look, just so you know, I'm not full of it. I actually practice what I preach here. So I've got these little sheets. Hang on. I gotta get them all out. So I got these little sheets here that I made for myself. Let me see it. I know you can't read what's on it, but it's a daily, like, what's one thing that I want to achieve for the day at the top, and then 3 things that I need to achieve, you know, the thing that we went over. And then here's all my, for my Monday through Friday, like here's five sheets that I filled out at the end of my day every single day. I've even gotten to the point where I'm in my underwear and I'm walking to bed and I'm literally getting ready to pass out and I think, oh shit, I didn't write my thing down. And I run and I grab this folder out of my bag and I do this and I make myself do it because it's the only way that we're actually gonna make that habit stick. And it's the only way that you can do a true, proper mental reflection at the end of your day. So I highly suggest y'all start doing that. All right, the next little thing that I want to discuss is a kitchen makeover. So part of setting yourself up for success and failure definitely involves your nutrition. Definitely involves what is in your kitchen. So, you know, y'all being moms, y'all love to tell me that it's your kid's fault for something, of why you ate something, why you didn't go somewhere, why you didn't. And I understand, you know, kids are a little bit more picky, but last time I checked, they weren't driving. Like, why'd you go to McDonald's? The kids wanted it. Well, I'm glad the 4-year-old's driving. Like, so what we want to do, and this one is going to be the more easier said than done because this actually involves physically throwing food away. And for a lot of people, that's hard to do because in the back of their mind, they say, well, I'm just wasting this food. I'm wasting money. If you don't want to throw your food away, there are countless homeless shelters and needy shelters that would happily take in this food. And you don't need it. So I want everybody watching it now, if you watch this on the replay later, we want to do a kitchen makeover. Do yourself a favor and go through your house and throw away things you know you don't need to be having. You know they're not on your meal plan. You know that they cause you temptations. And don't let yourself come up with the excuse of, well, this is what my kids like. Because, and every time I say this, it sounds like I'm trying to tell people how to parent, and that's not what it is. But if you're not going to let yourself have it, if you don't know, if you know in your mind, having a candy bar is really bad for your body, just physically, the poison that you're putting in your body, why the hell are you letting your kids eat it? Why are you letting your kids tell you they want chips and you're going to let them buy Doritos and that's what their snack is? Like, don't let that be an excuse for you to fall off track and not be a role model, because that's ultimately the long-term game here is you want to be that strong mom role model for your children and show them, you know what? It's okay to eat healthy. It's okay to not eat snacks and crap like other kids at school. It's okay to take care of yourself. But that involves getting rid of all this crap, removing the temptations from your life. If we don't get rid of them, they're always going to be there. Like, you can't expect a drug addict to sit in a room full of, you know, drug of choice, whatever you want to use, heroin, pot, meth, anything, pick one. No drug addict is going to be able to sit in a room and be like, nah, I'm good, obviously. And, you know, that's not the drastic situation we're dealing with. But if we keep constant temptation around us, it's only going to make things harder and harder. And for a lot of you that are exposed to temptations at work, you know, you have a community office, everybody keeps candy balls on their desk, everybody keeps their food in the same area. It makes it hard when you're away from home. So why would you put yourself in a situation when you're at home to keep reliving that? Like, you're constantly fighting yourself. So the next, like, when this call is over, as soon as you finish watching this video, when you're doing the replay, or if you're watching it now when we get off the call, I want y'all to go do a kitchen makeover. Take up everything in your kitchen that you know is not supposed to be there, throw it away, or put it in a bag to donate it. If you want to bring it up to the gym, I'll go donate it for you. You don't even have to go that far. Just bring it to workout tomorrow and I'll do it. Because at the end of the day, I want y'all to be successful and take that action and empower yourself to see that you can remove those things from your life. Those things do not control you. Those temptations are not in charge. So that's what I want y'all to do. Now, the last thing that we are going to talk about today with setting yourself up for success or failure is I want you to make your goals, your plan, public. That doesn't mean go on Facebook and tell everybody, but so often I hear that people's family, like including their spouse, children, don't know they're trying to get healthier. They don't know that they're trying to eat better. They haven't shared that they're exercising, or they don't tell their best friends. They don't tell their parents. Like, when you keep all this to yourself, people will unintentionally sabotage you. And when you try to bring it up in the moment, often we're defensive and things don't always get explained unemotionally like we want them to. So anytime, me personally, when I'm trying to make a nutrition change, I go through phases where I want to get real big, put on a bunch of weight. Y'all will experience this when summer ends and I don't care about my six-pack anymore. But I go through phases where I got to eat a whole bunch, and then I go through phases where I need to cut back. And I have to be very vocal with Bree about that, so she knows to encourage me to eat more or to ask me if I'm having my snacks, or vice versa, telling me, you know, when she knows I don't need to be eating certain things. Like last night, we had dinner, and I went and instead of having sweets, I always go grab peanut butter for sweets. And she looked at me and she said, "If you're full, why do you keep eating?" Because I had made a comment about how my stomach was kind of hurting because I had eaten a little too much for dinner. And here I was going for some more peanut butter, and she was like, "What are you doing?" So that's just one example of, if you don't share what you're trying to do, especially with your immediate family, your spouse, your children especially. Kids are great accountability partners, by the way. If you don't share with your friends, especially your closest friends that you spend a lot of time with when you go out on weekends, they aren't going to understand. Like, you just need to be real honest with them. Like, right now, it's just you and I having a conversation, and like, look, here's what I'm trying to do. Here's what's going on in my life. I'm trying to be a better person. I'm trying to be healthier. Here's why. And I would really love and appreciate your support with it. Like, we're going to keep hanging out. I'd love to keep spending time with you. Obviously, we're best friends. But I might, decline to go certain places if I know there's bad things that are going to tempt me, or I might suggest something else, or I might say that I'm not drinking tonight. And if your friends joke and give you a hard time, that's one thing. If they continuously hound you and poke at you and give you crap for these changes you're trying to make in your life, those aren't friends. Those are bad people. And I don't care how long you've known them. I don't care how good of a friend they are. They're not. And I would suggest removing that person from your life. Most people, though, when you share with them, if they are a friend, if you share with them what you're trying to do, they're going to support you. And the ones that don't, it's going to be very eye-opening on what type of people you want to keep in your life, because that's important to you being successful long-term too. You've probably heard, you are the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time around. That's very much a thing. Like, you will be more successful if you share what you're doing and hang out with successful people, or at least people who are trying to do similar things. It doesn't have to be the same thing, but just like, you know, it's moms only here. There's no, well, minus myself, there's no guys allowed. And there's a reason for that. And it's because y'all can empower each other and support each other and share in things, because you're all going through similar situations. Nobody's situation is the exact same, but it's similar enough where you can share and have that comfort and support with each other. And a lot of y'all don't even know each other past, you know, outside of the gym. But there's been, I've seen, you know, more sharing, giving tips, talking about being a mom, things like that. There's tons of that goes on between y'all. And I'm sure that you may have never been able to talk to some of those things with like some of your closest friends, because it might seem weird. It might seem awkward. So that's the last thing that I would suggest y'all to do. The people that are closest to you in your life, tell them what you're trying to do. Tell them why. And tell them that you are asking for their support and accountability to stay on track. If they try and purposely tempt you and make you feel bad and ridicule you, punch them in the face and then tell them bye. Like, no, don't punch them in the face. Violence is not the answer. That's what my wife tells me anyway. So, all right, ladies. Does that all make sense? Did everybody get to write that down? What was on